Happy New Year, everybody. I put 4 loaves of bread together yesterday when I recorded this so that I would have lots of yummy bread to bake today. We have an annual, oh, look at little Lainey Bob. She was trying to get some cheese. We have an annual tradition of having a seafood dinner on New Year's Eve. And so tonight we found this really great deal of king crab legs at Costco a while ago, and they've been in the freezer. So what goes better with king crab than some sourdough, right? So I'm putting together these 4 loaves. I decided to do 2 plain, 1 bowl, and then I put the other in a bread pan. I really like baking in a bread pan for my kids. It's easy to toast and slice and all of that and just keep in a bread bag ready to rock and roll, kind of like a regular sandwich loaf. And then look at this dough. I let this bulk ferment overnight because our house has been really chilly now that it's winter, and it's always so bouncy and fluffy in the morning and perfectly fermented. So yeah, I, of course, just had to do my favorite. Don't judge me on the repetition of this, but I did do a little bit of a spin. If y'all have access to Cabot cheese where you live, it is my favorite cheese ever. This was their habanero jack cheese, and it is spicy and so good in sourdough with the jalapenos. Highly recommend. I always was a Tillamook girly growing up. I grew up in California, and so having Tillamook was, in my opinion, the supreme cheese. But moving out here to the South in Tennessee, for the last 6 years, I have fully fallen in love with the Cabot brand, and it's all I use when possible. So this one, I shredded up some of their sharp cheddar cheese, and then I did everything bagel seasoning with it. I love that inclusion combination. If you've not tried it before, I highly recommend. And I like to pack my loaves with as much inclusions as possible. I want all the goo and the bites and all of that. Look at how big this loaf is. Oh my gosh, it's like spilling over the banneton. So I'm going to save the rest of this cheese that I grated up with that amazing cheese grater. That rotary cheese grater has completely changed my life. Oh my gosh, if you don't have one, get one. I have it linked on my storefront on my TikTok shop, but oh, it's the best. So these have been sitting for a little bit as I cleaned up the kitchen, and now I'm going to stitch them up just a bit. As you can see, they just need a little bit of pulling together, and then we will cover them with our bowl covers. I have these linked on my Amazon if you need them. They're my favorite. They're just so easy. And when you let your dough sit for a few minutes, it's a lot easier and will stick together a lot better for stitching your dough than if you were to try to do it right at the shaping. So we're going to pop these in the fridge and bake them off on New Year's Eve.